Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room. I know it's not Halloween. Alright, that's long past. But when it came to my Halloween videos, I ran out of time and I couldn't upload everything I wanted to. So that's why I'm uploading them past Halloween. But if you stop and look at it like this, at some point in time, it's gonna be Halloween time again, October. So somebody eventually will stumble upon my videos and watch it around Halloween time. So yeah, I'm here today to talk to you about Goosebumps, Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. So this episode is a little creepy, but I find it more hilarious than anything else. And I'll mostly just like always laugh at all the weird stuff that happens in this episode. It is a little creepy, but it's just mostly just funny. It happens mostly during the day, a little bit at night. There's bright colors, there's lawn gnomes. And like, I don't know, it's just there's so much like goofy, silly stuff that happens in this episode. Like when the sister's laying out on the hammock looking thing, and not the hammock, but like the little backyard like pull out chair thing, whatever you call it. And she's just lounging out, making fun of her brother, and then there's like the military dude, Mr. McCall, and it's just everything is just so hilarious in this episode. Oh man, I had no idea. Mr. McCall played Magneto in the original X-Men cartoon in the 90s, and I had no idea he passed away 2 years ago. May that dude rest in peace, because now they're making additional seasons of like that series and he can't be in it. Man, that's so sad. I had no idea that was him because he doesn't even sound the same. A lot of people from the X-Men cartoons appeared in that. The lady who voiced Jean Grey, she actually ain't a lot. It's only two. I'm thinking of Magic School Bus, but there's a lot. But yeah, this episode is it's just weird. It's kind of like, so look, it's Mindy and it's Joe, brother-sister duo. Typical Goosebumps, traditional, and they're playing outside. Well, the girl throws the ball a little too hard over in like the neighbor's yard just to piss the brother off. And he goes over there to get it, but then he is stopped by Mr. McCall, a man who only wears military outfits. Everything is like a military fatigue coloration and everything, even his pajamas and everything. He's like extremely meaner than he is in the book. And so he doesn't like when kids are in his yard. Boy, I can sympathize. And so he just takes the boy's ball. Their dad is like a spineless wimp and everything. And it's all like, just leave him alone and everything like that. Well, their dad brings over some lawn gnomes. They're about, I don't know, about maybe like 2 feet tall, probably. And so like they bring them and they're having like some type of like backyard contest. And Mr. McCall has like all these flowers and plants, and Mindy and Joe's dad, he has a bunch of ornaments and like decorations and giant like mushrooms and stuff. And so they're constantly competing, trying to win. Well, one morning somebody messed with Mr. McCall's stuff and even drew like his face on like one of his plants. He thinks Joe did because him and Joe got into a little like dispute. And so Joe gets blamed for this. And he keeps telling his dad, like I didn't do it. So then the next night, the same thing happened again. And so like, his yard gets totally trashed in. So he totally gets blamed for it. So he has to repair that dude's backyard. And so while he's repairing it, that's when all the humorous stuff starts happening. Mr. McCall and like the sisters like lounging out. And so he's gonna find out who like did it and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So one night he's like recording, or he has his recorder, but he doesn't have no tape in there. It's the lawn gnomes and everything. Well, of course, nobody's gonna believe him because it's Goosebumps and everything. And so, like, he's desperately trying to tell people, hey, it's the lawn gnomes, this and that. Nobody wants to believe him. So then one night he goes out and he tries to record it. And he's in Mr. McCall's yard and he's recording. Mr. McCall has like sensors and everything. So bright lights show up. And when they do, the lawn gnomes, they just stop. And so Mr. McCall comes out, Joe's dad comes out, Joe is in it. And so one night, he's spying on them again, the lawn gnomes, and his sister goes with him. He gets his sister and like, haha, see, look, I told you. This is when the lawn gnomes get very creepy. They all like, let's smush them and everything. They all like, yeah, let's smush them like bugs. And I'm just like, what? Now, the lawn gnomes do move and talk. That's because little people are in there, like dwarfs and stuff. And so, like, but as opposed to the Goosebumps movie, they actually just had CGI gnomes and they look like clay pots. And they was all, I don't know, they're creepy in both. I tell you that. I just like the part where he's like, let's smush them and everything. So they start attacking the kids and they all like, we lawn gnomes them. We tear things up at night. Stuff like that. And so it's like hilarious. But this is what's so weird. We've only seen 2 lawn gnomes throughout this entire episode. All of a sudden, towards the end, now there's 4 chasing the kids. Where the other 2 came from? And so, like, when they drop the flashlight, it shines on the lawn gnome. And then Joe remembers something. When the lights came on Mr. McCall's yard last time, the gnomes stopped. That's because they are sensitive to light and they stop when the light comes on. So they keep running and everything. The Mr. McCall, I guess the dad comes out and Mr. McCall comes out and he's all like, you kids get out of my yard. So he takes one of the lawn gnomes. And when he's taking it away, he has it over his shoulder and it looks like it bites him or something. You can't really tell. Well, the next morning, the judges are coming for the backyard thing. And so when they're judging it, they let him know, Joe's dad, hey, man, you didn't win because there's an ugly lawn gnome in your yard. What is it? Mr. McCall has been turned into a lawn gnome by being bit. I like this twist so much better than like the book. In the book, the dad just buys like a gorilla lawn gnome, but it turns out to be real. Now this one don't make no sense. If the kids know the lawn gnomes come to life at night and then they be frozen during the day, why didn't they just destroy them during the day? See, that don't make no sense because they're still at the end of the episode and stuff. Now, in the movie, if you bust them open, they just reanimate themselves and stuff and reconstitute. So maybe it's like that in the show, but we don't get no sense of that. Either way, I just find this to be a very hilarious episode. That wasn't that spooky. All right, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.